Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Corner. Today's topic is about a language, but not only about language. So I thought it would be nice to put this one under Coffee Corner so it sounds more like a chatting. Anyway, the topic today is about something I learned in China, but when I came to Canada, and then it actually has a different meaning. And I like that topic. I think someone mentioned that, and I decided to do a video about it. So here you go. I'm making this happen. Happy. And again, if you hear any noises, that's my neighbor doing a renovation, and of course some other public workers doing leaves and other things. So might not be ideal, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I do have a notes about those kind of things, and I hope it's not gonna be a very long video. Every time I say that. Anyway, so I have a few things I want to talk about, not many. One is about pretty good, another one is I'm good, and then next one is I'm fine, and then of course have a good one. And when you say I want, what does that mean? And of course, it's something like handshake manners, and then the most interesting thing and the most interesting that I want to talk about is animal sounds in English. Yeah, and a little bit in other language too. So, I think learning language is not only about learning the grammar, the structure, and how you use it. You do have to understand some extra stuff about the language when you use it. And that's why sometimes it comes across being rude, being polite. But yeah, so let's do the first one. Pretty good. I do use that a lot. And sometimes I just kind of feel like if people ask you about your opinion, I just say pretty good, safe, right? So you don't have to worry about some fancy language. And until one day, my friend brought me cupcake, and I really liked it. But somehow I said, "Oh yeah, it's pretty good." And then she looked at me like, "Which part you don't like? Like it's too sweet, or it's the texture, or it's the chocolate flavor? Which part you didn't like?" And she was wondering. But I was even more confused when she asked the question, because I was like, wait a second, I never said anything bad about this cupcake. What are you talking about? And then she explained that if you say pretty good with that kind of intonation, you mean, yeah, not too bad, just about all right, nothing standing out, right? So I'm saying, no, 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 that's not what I mean. I mean, they're really, really good. I like it. It's not too sweet, and then it's very moist. Everything is about this cupcake is awesome. And then she said, then you should not say pretty good, because that's pretty insulting to me for me. And I was like, what? I use that a lot. I didn't know that. And then she, of course, explained more with the different intonations. You may have a different attitude about it. So when I say it's pretty good, it sounds more like, yeah, I don't really care. It's not bad. It doesn't hurt. I can deal with it, but I probably wouldn't want it again. But with a different intonation, it can sound totally different. For example, pretty good. Well, okay. Yeah, very exaggerating, but that means you really like it, and then it's just beyond good or great. So next time we use pretty good, think about in what occasion you want to use it. It may sound a little bit insulting, especially when you want to actually give compliments to somebody, right? So pretty good is something very common, easy, but I did a mistake on that one. Yeah, it's good to know. It's good to know. So my next one is I'm good. It's not like how are you? Yeah, I'm good. This I'm good is when people offer you something, offer you a drink or offer you a snack or something else, and you say I'm good. I didn't use that, but I heard people say that. But then I'm confused. I was really confused when they said that, and then people stopped offering things to them. I was like, wait a second. I thought you say I'm good means you will want more, or at least it's something positive, right? but then realize that it doesn't mean that way, especially when it comes to offering people something. So if I say, well, you want more coffee, I would say, I'm good, thanks, right? I'm good, thanks means no, I'm all right, I'm all good, I'm happy with what I have. I don't need anything else, or I don't need any more of the coffee. So that's something I learned. I'm good sometimes is not positive. So next time, and it's very authentic too. Next time, if somebody offer you something, you can just say, "Yeah, no, I'm good, thank you." Uh, I'm good means I'm good with what I have, not I'm good with what you offer. Well, nobody told me that. So when I came here, I said, oh, okay, wow, there's a lot to learn. Some of them are actually not difficult, but learning language is not only about grammar and structure. Sometimes it's about the culture too. And I think that's why it is difficult to learn a language in non-native language country, because you are only learning the grammar part, right? The basic, the foundation part, and you're not learning the culture. But when you are in an English-speaking country or any language of the country, you are not learning about the language. You're learning everything, including culture. So that's why I think I have this advantage. I do admit that, and I'm trying to take advantage of that too, and then maybe, you know, show you what the advantage is. I don't know. Okay, next one is I'm fine. And again, when we talk about I'm fine, you probably can think of how are you? Thank you. I'm fine. What about you? Or and you? I did that too. But after that, I realized that I could still say I'm fine, but people seemed more concerned about my day, or they would stop talking to me like, yeah, okay, sure, and then switch it to a different topic. I wonder why I'm fine will be a like stopper there, and then realize that. So I did Google it and ask a lot of my friends to say, wow, when you say I'm fine, what do you mean? And then most of them said, when you say I'm fine, means you don't want to continue this conversation and you want to just finish and move on. And some of them even told me that I'm fine means that nothing wrong, but also nothing right. There's no excitement, nothing to be happy about. It's just, yeah. And another way to interpret I'm fine is you do have something going on, but you don't want to chat about it, and you don't want to concern other people too. So you just decide to say I'm fine to give a signal to other people. Say, yeah, I really don't want to chat with you right now. Yeah, that's a one simple sentence, but there are a lot of meanings there. How am I supposed to know that, right? So of course you use it, you make mistake, and mistakes will help you, and practice makes perfect. Next one is have a good one. Well, I don't know about if in the states people say that, or in other English speaking countries they say that, but have a good one. They say this a lot in Canada. When I first heard it, I was like, I have no idea what you're saying. What is a good one? I don't have a good one. So what do you mean about have a good one? And then realize that's another way to say have a good day, or have a good night, or have a good evening. But instead of saying that, they always say have a good one. It took me a while to get used to it, to use it as well. But now finally I could say, yeah, have a good one. And I'm always proud of myself when I say that. I feel like, now I have become very Canadian about using some authentic words there. So, have a good one is something I have never learned when I was in China, but came here. It's a very common. And I think that's probably why when I learned English in China, I thought I was okay, because, at least I majored in English. But then when I came here, I felt like everything I learned was nothing. I still didn't understand other people. I still couldn't speak. Um, that's because we learn textbook English. We don't learn conversational English. And there you go. You learn that in a hard way, and you'll never forget about it. Next one is I want. And this is the one I really, really want to emphasize here. And for some of the you may have a plan to go study abroad one day, or you want to go to another country, or you do have English speaking friends. So here is something you might want to be care of is how how do you express yourself, especially how do you express yourself when you want help or something else. So I want nothing wrong, and we learned that when we I don't know, I learned that when I was grade 3. And that's always what I learned, right? So I want this, I want that, I want you to talk to me, I want you to show me how to do it. But here, I want is a very strong expression. It almost sounds like you are ordering that person to do something for you. But remember, I'm not your servant. I can't do what you want. It may be a priority for you. Sorry, it's a bug. It may be a priority for you, but you're asking me for help. And then for me, that is not priority. So I don't listen to your I want, right? And also, it gives bad impression. People will think you're rude. I think that's why some of people here always, not always, but some of them actually told me that they felt like Chinese students are pretty rude. I said, I don't think so. That's a cultural difference because in our language, we just say, I want, and it does sound more polite than English. But in English, I want is pretty strong and rude at some point. So when you want to ask for help, you may want to change your way to say it instead of saying I want. Something like, could you, would you, do you mind? Or I'm gonna get this. Is that okay for you? Right. So different way to say I want, but you do have to understand I want has more than just I want. But that's something I learned in a hard way too. I remembered when I was learning ESL and I said something like, I want you to send me the copy of the assignment or something like that. But I thought I was very polite. Then my teacher said, I'm your teacher, not your father, guy. And what you want is not my business. Everything is posted online. You should go there and find it. Wow, and I was so upset about it because I didn't know what I did wrong, and how dare you do that? Oh, no, how dare you? But how come you treated me like that? It's not fair. Until later on, the more I learned, the more I realized the language is not only about the language can show manner too. So when you learn the language in the context. Don't just learn it. Trust me. Another one is handshake. Well, this is something that I would say. I don't know about you guys, but this is what I learned in China. When you handshake, you touch, you separate, and that's it, right? But here, when I first met the director of the school, and he gave me a super firm handshake, and I was like, wait a second, are you going to break my hand? Uh, that's something I saw other Chinese students do is when they shake their hand, they just gently touch and then let go. Here, especially in the business field, when you greet some people, you give a very firm handshake to show your respect. You don't grip too hard because that will be like we are doing a power game. Also, you can't be too gentle because if you do something very gently, like that handshake, and they're gonna think you don't care about them, you don't show respect to them. So make sure when you do handshake, you always do a firm one and then let go. So that's how you do handshake. And now it's my favorite animal sounds. And that's what I learned from the class because we were talking about animals somehow, and I said something and nobody understood. And I gotta have to read my notes because it's really funny. So, dog, how does dog sound in English? Well, that speak English. Well, here you don't say one one. We say one one, and then people look at me like I don't know what you mean. So then I googled. It's woof woof, WOOF, woof woof, or ruff ruff. So that's how uh dog sounds like. And in different language, they have a different sounds too. I was taking a TESOL course with a guy from Saudi Arabia or Jordan. I forgot. He speaks Arabic. So we're talking about how to teach, or because your culture or your language will affect how you teach. And then that's what they, oh, right, that's the examples we're talking about, animals. So if I teach, the first reaction I'm thinking about a dog will be Wang Wang. But for my classmate, his first reaction was how how. So I was like, what the heck? What is how how? But in his language, how dog barks is how how. And for me, it's one one. For my instructor, it's woof woof. I was like, I guess dog speaks different languages too. But that was really funny. And then I thought, oh, animals, we can talk about animals here. And for Albania, and they sound like ham ham, ham ham ham. For Armenian, it's half half, half half. Africans, it's blaff blaff, blaff blaff. So that is pretty funny. For small dogs, it's eep and yap, eep and yap. So sometimes you may hear people say, "Oh, that yappy dog." That yappy dog means the small dogs. And for large dog, you can sound like bow bow, 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 bow bow. So yeah. I thought that was funny. And for goats, and this is from my friend, her daughter. Her daughter is so cute. When we were talking about this, I think her daughter was only 2 years old. They went back to China for a visit, and they were talking about, of course, reading all the kind of animal books, and they were talking about how sheep sounds. And then, of course, your Chinese uncle will say meh. And then the daughter was like, no, you're wrong. It's not meh, it's ba, ba. So I thought that was really funny. And I didn't realize that too. I know dog sounds different, but I didn't know even goat sounds different too. So it is not meh, it's ba. So anyway, that was interesting. And of course, pigs sound different. Pigs is oink, 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 oink. Bob had a pig toy when we played with the toy, and he always squeezed that, and I will say hung 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 hung, right? And then my friend here, she's like, no, it's oink oink, oink oink. So okay, what is that? I have no idea. So, and cows is moo. I forgot what a Chinese cow sound like. Let me know. Moo, moo. And roosters is funny. It's cock-a-doodle doo. Cock-a-doodle doo. So that's how come that is a rooster sound like? I don't know, right? So, but that's how a rooster sound like here. It's a cock-a-doodle doo, I guess. And ducks, I remember went to the park and say, "Wow, there are ducks." So I told my students the ducks are quack quack, and they're like, "What is that?" And then we all googled how ducks sound like, and it's quack 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 quack. And frog, ribbit, ribbit. That's how a frog sound like. Anyway, so those are the things I think. Well, there are more than those things I just talked about. Of course, learning language is never simple. It's also about language, about culture, and that's why I like learning language, because I think you can learn more than just how to say it. You can learn how to say it nicely, how to say it aggressively, and how to say it, in a cool way. But that's pretty much everything for today. And I hope this is a short video. I really hope. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Stay tuned. Take care. Bye.